hundreds of children rescued from abusive Islamic charity homes in Malaysia. In a shocking child abuse scandal that has rocked Malaysia, hundreds of kids were rescued from orphanages or charity homes linked to the Global Ikhwan Services and Business, or GISB, a vast Islamic business network. Operation Global, launched by the Royal Malaysian Police on September 11th, led to the rescue of over 500 children. At first, it was 400, and then they rescued another like 125 or something. So over 500 children aged 1 to 17, many of whom were allegedly subjected to sexual abuse, including sodomy. The scandal deepened as the investigation revealed disturbing details, with one police report stating that victims were allegedly sodomized by their guardians and later taught to sexually abuse their other peers. GISB, which operates businesses across 20 countries and promotes an Islamic way of life, initially denied the allegations, but later admitted that there might be cases of sodomy within their orphanages. The group, linked to a banned Islamic sect, has a history of controversy, including the establishment of an obedient wives club in 2011. As the investigation continues, over 300 adults have been arrested, including religious leaders and GISB's CEO. This scandal sending shockwaves through Malaysia and raising serious questions about child protection and religious institutions in the country. Okay, so let's do a little bit of a dive here. Okay, so this group, GISB, is the business network of an Islamic sect that was banned in Malaysia. Let me refresh my memory about what this sect is called. Al Arqam. Okay. So this is very similar to how a lot of cults have a religious movement and then they set up businesses within their network to create a network where they employ their own members. Sometimes in different cults, there's trafficking of members amongst all these businesses. And it's also a way for these cults to self sustain economically, right? So this group they have like restaurants, they have laundries, they have all these other businesses across 20 different countries, I've heard. And so part of what happened is this group had a policy where basically, and one thing that's not completely clear to me is if these are orphanages, or I know that this group also had a policy of taking the children from their own members in infancy to be raised by these group homes, which is also another classic cult tactic because this separates you from family influence. And separating you from family influence is a very good way to exert undue influence and indoctrination upon people. So these children could actually be the children of members of this group itself, members of this own sect. Now, this group was banned in the 90s because let me be clear about something. If we want to take an Islamic Orthodox perspective, these people, this group, straight up heretics. Like I'm not even going to lie. Like it's one of those situations where many of their beliefs are influenced by Islam, like 100%, but other elements are legitimate heresy that would make most Muslims pull their hair out. So and that's why they were banned in Malaysia. So for example, the guy that started this group, his name was Ashari Muhammad, and he people who are raised Muslim will immediately understand why this is like so crazy. And I'm excited to see Armin's reaction. He claimed that he received dreams directly from Prophet Muhammad. He had an assertion of direct divine communication, which implies kind of prophet after Muhammad.
Prophethood. Yes.
Yeah. the group taught that this leader Ashari could physically meet and communicate with Prophet Muhammad and the four caliphs in the real world, not just dreams. And there's also claims that he believed that he had the power to forgive people's sins, and that the sect promised supernatural powers to the people who adhered to their teachings.
Wait, so
And
what
then
are
there
the
was
3 claims? The
well,
first one
there's a few
being
more.
Muhammad.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Direct communication with the Prophet Muhammad in his dreams, but also that he had the ability to do this in real life, not just dreams. And
Oh,
possibly even worse, claims that he had the power to forgive people's sins. He had the power to forgive people's sins.
even the sins that had nothing to do with him?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, this is absolute fucking bullshit, like kufr. I'm offended on behalf of Muslims. This is this is heresy. Sacrilege, I tell you. Sacrilege.
Yeah. So this group got banned in Malaysia because of this. And then I was reading that there were even rumors that this group was maybe trying to do like a revolutionary takeover of Malaysia, like an armed takeover of Malaysia at some point. So then but that seems like there was just like some rumors about that. They didn't know how much it was true because some of the followers of this group got busted like doing trainings or something in Egypt. Um and part of what's really insidious about this group is that, they're instructed to leave their homes, leave their families if their families do not accept the leader's teachings. And that led to the creation of these like communes. And um it's an extremely hierarchical group where he's just the leader on this pyramid, right? Um and yeah, very very cult like, very very Jim Jones. And so this group reached international attention because they started something. Armin, okay, this is what I was excited to tell you. This is where things get juicy. They caused controversy in the 2010s because they were promoting something called the Good Wives Club. And they
Mm.
also are very, very strong promoters of polygamous marriage. And the Good Wives Club, it was not exclusively for Muslims. Okay, let me be clear. But they basically openly promoted, and they would say this themselves, that a woman should be like a prostitute for her husband.
Wait, so she gets paid?
No, but they're like, a
Oh.
woman, a wife, a good wife will be able to should please her husband like a first class prostitute. And they would say it
So
in
it's
those
not like
terms.
it's actually worse than a prostitute because at least a prostitute would get paid.
And basically, they had this whole, I mean, some people would say that it's battered wives syndrome, but this whole construct that if a woman is able to sexually please her husband, then that solves all the problems in a marriage. Like, a woman has to be completely obedient to her husband to ensure harmony in the household. Like, if there is not, then it's essentially her fault. If he is doesn't be faithful to her, that's her fault. She needs to be more sexually appealing, more sexually gratifying. And so, like, I'm talking, you know, trad wife to the next level, like just a little drone in the home there to exist to be a pleasure source for the husband. And like, if anything is not going great in the marriage, it's your fault. And um to the point that Armin, they created something called it was like, I can't remember the exact title, but it was like the Islamic sex book. And they created a book to promote Islamic sex to women so that they could be more sexually pleasing to their husbands, because they were saying that Muslim women are only like giving like 10% of their like pleasure and desire to their husbands, and like you need to like be giving more. And so I found footage of a musical performance at the release of the Islamic sex book. And so I want us to watch
This too,
some
yeah.
of the video from this group about their Islamic sex good wives club. Okay? Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah, Ronnie's saying, "Oh man, I want to eat dinner, but this is too juicy." And there is going to be a line in this video that I don't know about you guys, it took me out. Okay? So, okay,
I
wait.
feel
There we go.
jealousy.
The Obedient Wives Club's most recent activity has once again thrust them into the spotlight.
Jangan sesiapa pun terkecuali dari mendapatkannya.
Okay, let me translate. She's saying no one should like miss out on getting a copy of this book.
They've published a risque guide to Islamic sex.
Kalau seorang suami berkeinginan kepada seorang istri, hatta di atas.
Wait, we should read it.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
should
So
go back, read it.
we talked about this a little bit earlier today, but he's saying if a man desires his wife, even if she's riding on a camel, she has to give
Oh,
him
yeah,
sex
we
like
have a-
immediately. We talked about that earlier. Like this is a well-known thing, which is like you have to be
Yes.
willing to put out at a moment's notice, and that's his right as a man and as a husband. Okay, so wait, but Armin, no, don't look up the hadith yet because I need you to see this. I need you to.
Okay.
Seekor unta pun perlu ditunaikan.
One of the more astonishing recommendations is that a man should have sex with all of his wives at the same time.
What?
The book launch goes well into the night, with the club performing a play in praise of polygamy.
Seks Islam sudah kembali memeriah.
Sorry. Islamic sex is once again making the world a brighter place.
Bumi. Di rumah-rumah
In the home of the Muslims.
orang Islam, suami istri
Husbands and
What is
wives are
this?
enjoying amazing Islamic sex.
menikmati seks Islam yang hebat. Hebatnya berganda.
Wait. Wait, this is where I'm about to lose it. Okay, guys, I sit down. It's many times more amazing
Ganda lebih hebat
than the forbidden sex of the Jews.
No way. No.
I just want a screenshot of this right here.
No. No way. Oh my god. Oh my god. I cannot believe this is unbelievable. Wow.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable.
No, and then just wait for the reaction from the commentator. This is so funny.
Okay.
daripada seks haram Yahudi.
In case the club hadn't already offended
Wait, sex haram de Yehudi.
Yehudi. Sex haram Yehudi. Sex haram Yehudi. Wow.
Wait,
Wow.
wait. Okay, I need to go back. Wait, okay. Wait. I need that full sentence. I'm sorry, I'm losing it.
Orang Islam, suami istri menikmati seks Islam yang hebat. Hebatnya berganda-ganda, lebih hebat daripada seks haram Yahudi.
In case the club hadn't already offended enough people, the anti-Semitic overtones ought to do it.
That's 10 out of 10 commentary. Fantastic.
The foreign journalist is like,
Wow.
What's with the
Okay.
anti-Semitism?
Wow. New form of anti-Semitism just dropped. We have better sex than you. Islamic sex is better than your freaking dirty Jew sex. Your Jew sex. We have Islamic sex. Wow, that was amazing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah,
How
John.
can we
Yeah,
try it?
yep, that's
Wait. Yeah.
that's gonna do it. Oh my god.
Oh, I mean, how can they tell? I have a question. Have they tried Jew sex? How
Hmm.
could somebody try Islamic sex and Jew sex and compare them?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're a Jew that has converted to Islam and
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of Jew sex while Jewish, and now is taking part and now is taking part in Islamic sex. And we need actually a big sample size of at least 1,000 people that are having Jewish sex right before they convert to Islam, and then they have Islamic sex for us to verify which one is. I mean,
Yeah, and we need a
that would even
control. I mean, we need to do an
the
RCT
control
right
group.
here. Like
Yes. But again, if you're a Muslim now, that would be biased because, of course, you're going to say that the Islamic sex is better as a Muslim. So that's not even going to. We have to put like something on their brain to just detect their joy or something. I don't know. Because self-reporting is not a very. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. You're muted, Susie. Muted. Your audio just cut out. Yep, no audio. You have no idea. Guys, do you have Susie's audio? I have no idea from Susie. Wait, is it me that is the problem? Or is Susie the problem? No, I have audio. Oh, no idea from Susie. She's gonna fix it. Let me actually continue to see. Oh, there we go. You're back.
testing. Okay, cool. Man,
Yes, you're
okay.
back.
I was losing my mind last night because I came across this on accident.
Yeah.
Like imagine me just like trying to do some research to understand the weird cult and then finding this. I'm like, guys, I hit the jackpot. Wait,
We
let's
should cut
continue
this
the video
part
a little
out.
bit.
Oh,
Oh
there's
my
more.
god.
Okay, let's continue.
Yeah.
The founder of the Obedient Wives Club was, unsurprisingly, a man, the controversial cleric Azhari Muhammad. When he died last year, he left behind a business empire called Global Ikhwan, which funds the club's activities. The company is closely associated with radical Islamist movement Al-Akram that's been banned for deviant teachings. Many see the Obedient Wives Club as an attempt at reviving the defunct sect. The government says you're trying to bring back this organization. That's what they claim.
Or they claim because they didn't really meet us actually. When they come
Is
to
that
us, they try to claim us, but of course we didn't bring back what already been banned.
And then she gets a call and the background on her phone is the picture of that leader.
Wow, great timing.
Oh my god. Oh my god, guys.
That's great timing.
I mean,
Oh
did
my
you
God.
expect who else? This is why you come to Atheist Republic, guys. If you're watching on Twitter, you have to come follow us on YouTube because who else is going to come bring you footage of an Islamic sex musical on a Sunday? Huh?
Hmm.
I mean, this is why
How
you
do you
come to Atheist
find
Republic.
these things, Susie? Like, I don't know what that makes it.
I'm mentally I still can't get over the forbidden Jewish sex. Like I'm stuck like 5 minutes ago.
This should be a thing that we now use as a reference point. Do you like at least they have Islamic? Every time we are making fun of Muslims or their arguments, we could be like, at least they have the superior orgasmic Islamic sex, not
Okay,
like
but
the
to be fair,
Jew sex.
this is the teachings of this like literally like heretic cult. To be fair, but
To be, but actually, let me go find the hadith.
but do you think by the Jewish sex they mean like basically zina, just any adultery, any sex outside of a halal marriage? Like, do you think that's what they mean by Jewish sex? Like, or
I mean,
is
anything.
there
I mean,
Jewish
anything
tantra?
by Jews, obviously, is gonna. I mean, everything by Jews is obviously going to be inferior. So there's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, the camel one is Islamic. So we have a hadith that says that you have to be so obedient to your husband that you, when it comes to him having sex, when he wants sex, you have to give it to him, even if it's in the back of a camel, even if you're riding. So I can't find it right now. Oh yes, I think I found it. Yes, it says if a man calls his wife for intimacy, she must respond even if she's on the back of a camel. So I don't know where can I find this somewhere.
Oh my god.
Even if she's on her even if she's on her camel saddle, she should not. Oh yeah, I found the hadith. Wow. And it is, oh, it's the grade is Hassan. The which, so the grade is not Sahih, but Hassan is a good grade. Means that means it's a good grade. So let me see here. So see, these are not heretics. They're actually bringing stuff from authentic Islamic hadith. See here, no woman can fulfill her duty towards Allah until she fulfills her duty toward her husband. If he asks her for intimacy, even if she is on her camel saddle, she should not refuse. So this is being graded as Hassan, which means good enough, as a good grading in hadith. So it's not as high as Sahih, but it's pretty high up. So see, they're
Okay,
not making this stuff up there.
I have a question. Are
Wow.
are Jewish the people of the Jewish community in our live chat, please tell us, you know, what power do you have? You know,
Yes,
please.
sexual powers.
They say it's forbidden, but not secret. Can you share the secrets? And also, okay,
how's your
I
sex
have another
life?
point, Armin.
Jews?
You know,
Oh.
now that we know that there is a level of blissful Islamic sex out there. Okay. I think, you know,
Should we go back to
this ties into a different conspiracy theory, okay? Because, you know, the Islamic sex is better than the Jewish sex. Okay. We got that. Okay. But the next step is now there's the Hindutva that have the love jihad conspiracy theory, where they think that Muslim men have this like insane like sexual charm and like ability to like hypnotize Hindu girls because of their like sultriness, their sex appeal. Like they just they're like Svengalis that just, you know, manipulate these Hindu girls into their, you know, their ways because of they have some sort of like Muslim sex power or something. And I always thought it was a joke. You know, I thought that
No.
this was a seriously bad sexual impotence inferiority complex. But I'm
No,
starting
this
to
is based on
realize these people have helped me see the way that apparently there is special Islamic sex out there that maybe is so
That's why the
mind-blowing
Hindutva are
that
sober.
it's
That's why the
manipulating these
Hindutva
Hindu love jihad confirmed.
love jihad confirmed. That's why
Love jihad
Hindutva is
confirmed.
right to be scared. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. We
Yeah.
keep making fun of the Hindutva, but nah, apparently they were right.
We need to apologize.
We need to apologize. We need to put an apology video.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of mentions of bagels and dreidels in the live chat, and I don't know why. When we're talking about sex, people are mentioning that, but okay.
Hey, yo, what y'all doing with those bagels, though?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Ah, sorry, I just can't get over that.
That was a treasure. Good job. Good job, Susie.
You're
Guys, say thank you to Susie finding these absolute treasures for us.
I was so
Amazing.
excited to bring that to you. And shouts out to the Malaysian authorities for cracking down and arresting a bunch of child abusers. Good job.
Yes, yes. By the way, Malaysia, the country where I first got my first beheading threat, came from Malaysia.
Ah, memories.
You know, people get it mostly from Pakistan or I don't know,
Mhm.
Saudi Arabia or somewhere else. I got mine first from Malaysia.
Mm. Mm. Um. Okay, so we got some super chats. Carl sent a super chat saying, I was into radical leftism a few years ago. I found it often quite cultish. True. What do you think of considering leftism as a religion? Well, okay, here's the thing. It's not helpful to just refer to it as leftism because that itself is like so incredibly diverse. There's so many differences between groups. Actually, the people most obsessed with the differences between their different groups are the leftists themselves. This is partially why they love to destroy their own movements because they're obsessed with the differences between each other and not good at getting past those differences because they are ideological purists, psychos. Okay, so and that is part of what the cultish mentality is this constant search to look for the ideological purity. They're puritans, and this is why in so many leftist movements you see purges in one way or another, or as soon as there's a leader that rises to power, there's something that comes and tears them back down, partially because they like it depends on the structure, but some of them hate the idea of hierarchy
Mhm.
itself. It depends on how anarchist you get. So it's
So
more helpful to look at specific groups, specific political parties, specific ideologies, not in a broad stroke. For me, I think a lot about when thinking about if a group is a cult, when thinking about if it is a destructive group, I think a lot about what is the level of control that the group has over its members. So if it is a very, very high control group, that is it becomes very cultish. And this is across ideologies. The level of control over members is really important. Also look at what happens to members after they leave. Are they abused? Do they get doxxed? Do they get stalked? Do they get shunned? Do they get slandered? Do they get smeared? Do they get threatened? That's another warning sign. And you see what happens to a lot of people when they decide to leave leftist groups. A lot of those behaviors, extremely abusive behaviors. It's a huge warning sign. And then there is so much documentation about leftist cults in general, like political cults, leftist political cults, especially in the latter half of the 20th century. So many leftist political cults in the United States in particular. I don't know about other countries. Um, like those psychos that kidnapped Patty Hirsch. And yeah, so I think it's more helpful to look at individual groups. But my experience being Antifa was that it was actually a very purposefully decentralized group, but there was still a lot of, I guess you would say, ideological conformity and not literal information control. Because information control is another giant warning sign for cult abuse. But when I started to leave this way of thinking, I remember looking up just any source of information that was critical to the ideology of the groups that I was involved in, and like feeling like I was sinning. Like that's the only thing I can compare it to. Like I remember when I was trying to leave these groups, I was literally teaching myself how to do critical thinking from all over again from the beginning. And I sat down to watch a Ben Shapiro video one day just to literally go through the exercise of just watching someone who disagrees as a pure exercise and sitting there watching it and being like, no one can know that I'm watching this right now. Like, I felt like I was sinning. What it does to you mentally is so wild. Yeah, and it's hard to leave. So sorry, that was a little bit of a rambling answer.
Okay, so I'm just going to respond to this really quickly. First of all, just remember when we're saying leftism, we're not talking about everyone on the left. We're talking about when you say leftists, we're talking about woke people or Marxists. We're not talking about generally people on the left,
Socialists,
right?
anarchists.
Yes, yeah, leftists. Well, not all anarchists. You could be anarcho-capitalist. So I think anarcho-communist. So again, the communism is what they share. So just remember that when criticizing leftism, that's usually when on social media, that's what people are usually referring to. And okay, so and I'm okay with calling those people cultish, but not a religion, because the definition of religion that I use was based on this professor that I was reading, and his definition was the most simple and to the point and easy to use. And his definition of religion requires only two elements for you to be able to call something religion. One, you have to have rituals. Two, you have to have belief in supernatural. And I think that was a very, very quick to the point way to figure out what is like a very good definition that works a lot. It has a lot of utility. So based on that definition, I wouldn't call them a religion, but it's fine to call them a cult, I think. And not everything dogmatic is a religion.
Mm-hmm. And I should clarify, like someone saying Ben Shapiro, the antidote for Antifa. No, I'm not saying that I'm like, oh my God, Ben Shapiro showed me the light. It was literally me going through the exercise of I'm just going to sit here and listen to someone who disagrees with me. Like, I cannot tell you guys how that was unheard of for me at that point in my life. It felt wrong. It felt like if other people knew that I was just listening to someone that disagrees with us, they would say that I'm one of them. Like it was very psychologically threatening. I don't know how to describe it. So I was just going through that as a practice and saying, okay, I'm going to listen to this person that disagrees with me. As I listen to them, actively listen to them, let me see if I can try to detect any logical fallacies while I listen to that person. Like literally sitting down and treating it like an exercise in critical thinking. And because who was that philosopher? I think it was Descartes. That made the comparison where he said, you know, your beliefs are like a bucket of apples, and if you have one rotten apple, the entire basket can become poisoned. So he sat down and poured all of the apples of his beliefs onto the floor and picked them up and examined them individually to try to understand what was true and what was not. So I sat there being
It sounds like Descartes.
Yeah, and I think it's Descartes. And so I was in the full belief that everything that I believed is true. And I said to myself, Susanna, if everything that I believe is true, then if I go seek out critical information, if it is true, it will withstand scrutiny. If it is true, it will withstand scrutiny. So I should not be afraid of scrutiny. So I went through and tried to examine my beliefs in that way. And I very quickly realized I had a lot of bad beliefs. Okay,
yeah, so it was Descartes. I just checked.
Oh my God, look at me.
Because he was the OG skeptic.
Mm-hmm. A lot of his beliefs ended up being not good and silly.
Doesn't
my
matter.
opinion,
He gave
but
us Doesn't matter. He gave us skepticism, so we appreciate him for that.
yeah, worthy of
I mean,
looking into.
technically, the OG skeptic is Socrates, but anyways, in modern times.
VD is saying this stream was therapeutic. Thank you guys. Well, I don't know if I've heard our work being described in that way before, but I'll take it.
Arthur said something similar. Highlight that one.
Oh, Arthur has said, thank you guys. The best show in town, like always. Oh my God, this is so sweet. Thank you. And thank you for supporting the show. Like the Atheist Republic team is so much bigger than just me and Armin. We have a whole team. So everything you guys do to support the show makes a big difference. You can become a member on YouTube. We have links in the description for PayPal, or you can even write us a check. And we do so much more than just this show. Armin has an entire show completely in Persian that has a huge following in Iran because we're taking the fight to the streets of the Ayatollah himself. Okay. So, okay, Gaijin, excuse me, not Gaijin, GJ gave another super chat, another contention with Armin. Armin, I don't dictate anything, but I think my view is why Pew and Gaman divide between religious versus nuns, not atheists. Your abrasive stance is chasing away so many potential viewers. Okay, GJ, I find you to be way more abrasive than Armin.
He's like, I don't dictate anything, but let me continue to dictate my view. Okay. And also, no, those polls are using those questions to see who self-IDs as an atheist, not to define atheism. They are basically asking who identifies as an atheist. That's how the questions are designed. Maybe if you studied the methodology, you would understand this. And also, this is who's chasing away so many potential viewers. GJ, I think you have issues. I don't think our viewers are being chased away because
I think most of our audience
atheism.
could not care less about this.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah, because of my correct definition of atheism, people are being chased away because I'm defining atheism correctly. Wow. Okay, sure. Oh wow, this guy is obsessed. GJ, give another super chat with the same thing. What is this one?
Oh, and on Gaman studies, a few weeks ago, you had their 2020 pie chart on screen, wondering about more recent studies. They published 2 more in 2022. Yeah, we've covered both of these before. The ones in 22 are more about political developments and attitudes in Iran. Like how many people support the government, how many people supported the Massa protests. And we've covered those a little bit before, but not as often because it's a little bit more politically niche. Yeah.
But okay, I have this up. Okay, let me just quickly read this for people who don't know what the hell GJ is talking about and how dumb his arguments are. So we have negative or weak atheism. This is the most basic form of atheism, characterized by simple absence of belief in any gods. Individuals who identify with this view do not assert that gods do not exist. They simply lack belief due to insufficient evidence or conviction. And then we have another version that says it's called positive or strong atheism. This form involves an explicit belief that no gods exist. Strong atheists make the affirmative claim that deities are human constructs, or that there is conclusive evidence against their existence. So not only you're wrong, GJ, this actually has been segmented into different parts, and atheism as a whole includes both of these types of atheism. So you are so wrong. You're embarrassingly wrong, and you continue to act like. Are you Shia, GJ? Are you a Shia? I think maybe you're a Shia. Is this the victory of ass over the sword? Is that what this is about? Maybe GJ is just enjoying me humiliating him in front of all the audience. Is this a kink? No kink shaming here, guys. I don't know. Okay. Sorry. Not sorry. I guess. Okay.
God damn. You know, to
Mm,
be fair, we should
okay.
give a shout out to all of our community members and supporters that still
Yes, thank you.
like us and support us, even though we roast people all the time. Okay. So we got another super chat from Gasian, and this is a French name, and everyone knows that Susanna doesn't know if French exists as a phonetic system. I don't know how to pronounce Robespierre. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Would you consider Robespierre leftist or liberal? Liberal.
I have no idea. I have
He's
no
a figure
idea.
in the French
Do you-
Revolution.
Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. What? No, I don't know. This is. I have to look this up. Hold on. Do you want me to look this up now? Is this okay? Here.
He was a radical
Bill-
Jacobin leader.
Oh, okay. So virtue and terror. He believed that to establish a republic based on virtue, terror was a necessary tool.
Yikes.
Okay, so leftist or liberal. Okay, so you're basically talking about at a time where liberalism hasn't been yet, you know, formalized. So republicanism. He was a strong advocate for democratic republic. He opposed the monarchy. Okay, so he had the leftist bent, I guess. Opposition to war, economic views, supported the idea of economic equality. Yeah, so more of a leftist than a liberal then. The de-Christianization, moral purity. Okay, yeah, more of a leftist than a liberal. Based on my first review of what he's saying, he wanted he wanted economic equality. He wanted to bring his form of republicanism through anarchy and violence and terror. Sounds like a leftist to me more than a liberal. But I might be wrong.
Yeah. I'm scared. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So here, the way I look at it is, if you put Hobbes, Locke, and Rousseau, Locke would be the father of us liberals, right? And Hobbes would be a little bit closer to the conservative side, and Rousseau would be closer to the leftist progressive side, and Locke would be the guy in the middle with the liberal mindset. That's how I look at it.
And oh, this is so funny. Never heard of a radical liberal. No, the funniest things are when Republicans are trying to go after. I remember when Senator Warnock was campaigning, he's a radical liberal. Like, you guys don't make any sense. We got this comment, which I thought was very sweet. Semper Fidelis is saying, Vidi Veritas, I like hearing Armin and Susanna bounce their ideas off each other, those melodic voices.
Wow,
I never heard
okay.
my voice described that way because
Me neither.
I have a hard time listening to myself sometimes. Man, yesterday I sent my boyfriend's mom a voice note, like speaking their language, and then he was playing it back to, judge my grammar, and I couldn't listen to it. I had to run into the other room. I was like, I hate it. Stop.
You should get used to that because you're doing so much content. So try to get used to it.
No, but for some reason it was 10 times worse because it was in a different language that I'm not very good in. I can't do it. Anyways, thank you for the love, everyone.
Yes, thank you guys. And also, guys, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. If you're watching us on X or Twitter, should we just keep calling it Twitter? Yeah, on Twitter. If you're watching us on Twitter, please come. Yes. Oh wait, no. Okay. Please come over to YouTube and subscribe to Atheist Republic on YouTube and like our all our videos. And guys, if you're subscribed, make sure you hit the bell notification. It's important that you hit the bell notification, or else YouTube would not tell you when we are going live. The bell notification is for that. After the show is over, please leave a comment. The comments help us. Just do a blessing, praise be to the YouTube gods or something like that, a blessing to the YouTube gods so that they may bless our channel. So that, and also advertise our YouTube channel. Advertise, unless it's not safe for you to do so. But everyone else, please go ahead and tell people to come and subscribe to Atheist Republic on YouTube.
Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.